The plans of the Cornbread Karen, CEO of Cracker Barrel, have utterly failed. Now they're reaching new levels of desperation, and they're now begging employees, please, even you guys, come eat at our stores, because nobody else will. Today we'll explain why Cracker Barrel has gone insane, keeping leadership that's completely lost every bit of traction, a 70% decline in the value of Cracker Barrel over the last 5 years. Hello, y'all, and welcome back to the channel where we heed the call for understanding entertainment, travel, tourism, all that stuff. We cover it, and we can never get enough of bringing the truth to you. Today we're talking about Cracker Barrel, a favorite destination, or at least it once upon a time was, for those driving on the interstates and looking for some comfort food that would help them hit the road again and keep on going. Nothing's going right for them though now, and the Cornbread Karen CEO, Julie Masino, might just have to go finally after the board has tried to keep her on board for far too long. Conversation of excellence begins now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, out of Newsweek, things are not going well for the Cornbread Karen, who took over as the CEO of Cracker Barrel and then was not removed even after she burned the biscuits of the company by going through all kinds of changes nobody wanted, a wokeification, a sterilization of Cracker Barrel that had to be done away with. She bet more than half of the company's entire worth on it, and she's still there. And now desperation has set in. From Newsweek, it says Cracker Barrel's strict new dining rule revealed in leaked memo. What is this? You got to put your napkin in your lap? What are we talking about? No elbows on the table? Alice Gibbs, tell us what we got. Cracker Barrel has updated an internal travel policy. What? This is worth an article? An updated internal travel policy? Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. It's about to get real fun. Tightening budgets for staff traveling for work, according to a leaked memo. The guidance asks employees to try and dine at Cracker Barrel where possible during trips. It notes that alcohol will no longer be reimbursed. The move comes as the Southern-themed restaurant chain looks to rein in costs during a period of declining sales, reported at the end of 2025. The policy was shared with employees alongside a broader push to reduce travel spending. The move underscores how companies are increasingly targeting business travel as an area for savings. Yes, sure they are. Cracker Barrel's policy has drawn attention because it goes beyond setting reimbursement limits and instead directs employees to eat at the company's restaurants. You can see the traffic decline at Cracker Barrel. It's not good. You can see the lower bars equal bad. Bars that go up equal good. And since July 7th, it's been bad. It says, under the policy, employees are asked to dine at Cracker Barrel locations where possible when traveling. Alcohol is no longer reimbursed. The guidance also arrives amid layoffs at the company. Cracker Barrel abruptly scrapped a redesigned logo. You know about that. The original redesign removed the iconic Old Country store. You know about that. Cracker Barrel is basically telling Newsweek this is not a big deal. But it says in the internal message obtained by the Wall Street Journal, employees are expected to dine at Cracker Barrel store for all or the majority of meals while traveling, whenever practical, based on location and schedule. What is this about, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go to the logo again. You got to love it. There it is. I think I know where the store is. This is in Orlando. Bottom line, they are so desperate for traffic now, they're telling their own employees, when you go on a trip, you're going to eat with us. Doesn't matter if you work in our stores, you're going to eat at our stores when you go anywhere. And definitely if you're on our dime, you're going to eat at Cracker Barrel every single time because we are so desperate for anybody. Please come to Cracker Barrel. Guys, why did they just not get rid of the CEO? Why is she still there? Culture Casino calls her, what does he call her? Taco Julie or something? She ruined Taco Bell for a little bit. Now she's screwed up Cracker Barrel. They're begging their own employees to eat with them. We've reached a new level of low. Guys, what say you?
I mean, like, if you, all right, let's think about this for a minute. These are Cracker Barrel employees. They probably eat at Cracker Barrel all the time, because I'm pretty sure they get some sort of a discount. So when they're traveling and they might be in a certain part of the country where it's like, hey, I want to try something a little different, they still have to eat at Cracker Barrel. And then how do you enforce this? Like this new guideline, this new policy, how do you enforce this? Do you just not, give them money back on their credit cards if they decide to dine at a different spot? Is that what they're going to start doing? It's like, okay, you have a certain per diem and they're just not going to allow that to happen. I mean, this is weird. All right. This is just a weird rule. I don't understand why this lady thinks that this is a good idea. Just let the employees eat wherever they want. They already work for you. They're already putting in work for you. So allow them to eat what they want to eat. And if they want to, depart from the Cracker Barrel menu for one night, like is somebody gonna, ping them or something and tell them, hey, how come you're not at Cracker Barrel? We see that you're at Red Lobster tonight. What are you doing? Like, what's gonna happen? How do they enforce this? This is wild.
You don't have enough flair on your uniform. But actually, that was the biggest question that I had was, it seems to me that the way that you try and enforce something like this is instead make it a reimbursement style situation. I think you would have to. It would be, we're going to encourage you to do this. Maybe if you attend and eat at our restaurants X number of times, you get a little bonus on your paycheck. I don't know. But I don't think there's any way that you could force somebody to eat at your place of employment. It's like, good luck with that.
Well, what's amazing is this was a prosperous, growing restaurant chain, and it went Bud Light. It went Jaguar. There was no reason for this. And the whole thing that they were after, they said, oh, no, we're not getting into the West Coast like we need. So we're going to change the entire franchise, the entire restaurant chain to appease the sensibilities of the West Coast to get in there. And it's like they sacrificed everything to chase something that was never going to happen anyway. Look at these logo changes. Look at what we're covering, folks. And they still haven't fixed it. Why? Because they were terrified to let go of the Cornbread Karen CEO and just be done with it. They were scared because they thought, oh no, our investors, they'll be shaken if we do a full-blown leadership change. Vash, it's time to rip the Band-Aid off at Cracker Barrel.
I think so. I think it's time to move on here. I mean, this was a very dark period for the Cracker Barrel brand, and certainly when it came to headlines and so forth, with their consumer base. I don't know why we stick around here and we expect leadership or management to change. Obviously, if we don't actually change the heads themselves. Obviously, we've got ourselves into this position, and yes, we've pivoted greatly, but we shouldn't have been in this position to begin with. I understand Cracker Barrel was going through its issues. There's no question about it, and change needed to occur. They just zigged where they probably should have zagged, and it really got them into some hot water here. Now they are taking some steps to improve food quality and everything else, but the damage has been done, and I don't think anybody. It's kind of like. You know what this is like? It's kind of like Kathleen Kennedy, right? At Lucasfilm. Was anybody really willing to give Lucasfilm a chance while Kathleen Kennedy was in place? I think not, and we saw a lot of Star Wars projects fail as a result. But when you make that change at the top, I think the audience goes, oh, you know what? This is a substantial change here. Now I'm going to go back. Go ahead, Elwin.
I'm going to push back strongly on that. I think Kathleen Kennedy would have been given a lot of chances if we believed she was actually a fan of the property. She wasn't. True. And she made that very, very clear. We can forgive somebody trying to do something and failing. We're not going to forgive somebody who decides that they don't like what we like, so they're going to change it because we're wrong. That's what got her in trouble.
Well, okay, so let me clarify my point here. After it was demonstrated that she didn't actually care for the brand, and as she demonstrated that she was incompetent at leading the brand, at a certain point, people withdrew from engaging in Star Wars content. I think that's the same thing here. Once you've, pretty much polluted the well, so to speak, it's like, oh, look, I don't believe any of your changes because you're pivoting in order to save your jobs. If you really want to, effectuate substantial change, we have to see that at leadership and know that you're serious about it.
But let's pivot this back to the Cracker Barrel lady again, though. I agree with you in essence that that's why people have stayed away. But if we thought that she actually really did like Cracker Barrel and this was actually just a mistake, do you think people would be willing to give her a chance? Or do you think that it's her attitude of do any of us really believe this lady eats herself at Cracker Barrel or was a Cracker Barrel enthusiast?
This is the same lady, Lauren, who went on to GMA, Good Morning America, to announce the changes at Cracker Barrel. And she went in and she had this accent where she said, we are so excited about the changes that are coming to Cracker Barrel. Then, after the changes happened, folks, we've played this clip over and over. I don't have it at the ready right now. After this all collapses, totally collapses, the mimosas at Cracker Barrel turned out not to be so successful. She goes on to Glenn Beck, and he says, why should you still even be here? Like, why are you still the CEO? And she says, gosh, I don't even know why I'm here at the Cracker Barrel. It's like,
okay, all right, wait, I didn't see that. I got to see this clip because that's hilarious.
I didn't see that either. That's really interesting.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find that clip because that is too funny. Okay, so she's basically fake. She's fake. She's trying to put on an appearance, you know, for the folks that go to Cracker Barrel. Okay, I got it. I completely get it now.
Wait a minute,
the wrong
hang
person
on.
for the job.
We just gotta check her purse to see if she's got some hot sauce in there because maybe that will illuminate us.
Oh my goodness, man, that is terrible.
Here's another way to picture this. Imagine that she ended up in some aggressively rural area and somehow ended up at a bait shop. She would be horrified. You know, this is a woman who would be absolutely mortified to be within 500 feet of a bait shop.
Right.
She wouldn't enjoy the atmosphere. She wouldn't enjoy the people, and we can sense that. And that's why they're being punished. It's like you had exactly the wrong person for this job. And to be fair, it wasn't just her. There was the other guy from Cracker Barrel who also appeared on that Glenn Beck program, and he was just as bad.
I'm racing furiously to get the clips for you guys, but as I'm working on it, you can tell how badly this has gone. I mean, when we cover Disney, it's down 40% in the last 5 years, and that's bad. Cracker Barrel is down more than 70% over the last 5 years. I mean, they are destroying this company. There's no doubt about it. There's absolutely no doubt that they are wiping it out. And at some point you got to cut bait and say, this is not going to work. It's not going to work.
Brand damage is not worth it. You're damaging the brand, like the name Cracker Barrel. That's what is important. You know, it's not the attitude or the opinions of the president or the CEO or whatever. It's the brand of Cracker Barrel. Somebody should have fired this woman a long time ago. Just after the change, I automatically knew just from the outcry. Look, I'm in California. I have never been to a Cracker Barrel in my life, so I don't know anything about it. But I know that I've heard of the brand, and the brand took enormous amounts of damage. And it just seems like they don't want to make a harsh decision, but they got to get this lady up out of here. Have you ever met anybody that has glasses like this, by the way?
Derek, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm going to show you.
Well, I just got to ask, has anybody ever met somebody that has glasses like this that you like? Because I don't think I have.
Jonas.
Oh, Jonas. You know what? Take it all back. Sorry,
no,
Jonas.
No, he doesn't really. No, he doesn't really.
No, it's not like this.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right, here's what she sounds like before the changes happen, as she announces them on Good Morning America, a Disney program. Here is Julie Messino, the Cracker Barrel Cornbread Karen CEO.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando.
There's the accent. Okay, you got the accent, Derek?
Got it.
Okay, let's go to Glenn Beck. This is when she shows up with Glenn Beck. Here is the next one. Let's make sure. Okay, volume's up. Here we go, folks. Here's the change after she's trying, Derek, to make sure that people come back to Cracker Barrel. Please come back to Cracker Barrel. Because, traffic dropped by 70% after she made these changes. Here we go.
I feel like I've been fired by America.
Derek, look at the glasses. The glasses have changed. The shirt has changed.
Yeah.
One more time. What he asks is not in the clip. I wish it was. He asks, why did they fire you?
Surprised you weren't fired?
I feel like I've been fired by America.
I bet you did. Yeah. That's probably worse.
Yeah, because it's...
There you go. I feel like I've been fired by America.
Interesting,
man.
What's our plan? Go out there and sound like Goofy. Yep. All right. That's all I can do with her. Folks, we planned it for you, Derek. Now you're better off having known. I don't think that in her private life she's actually eating the beans and greens at Cracker Barrel. I don't think that's happening, but who knows? Who knows?
But she wants her employees to do it. Make sure you guys do it. All right, even though it's not for me. Yeah.
Everywhere, all the time. Please come back to Cracker Barrel. And folks, let the credits roll for this one. Well, it is in the bank. We are done here. We're over and out. But before we go, there's one thing we must shout to you, and we do it in the kindest way possible. Folks, it would be such a pleasure if you could consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and that notification bell. Click it, stick it to the algorithms. You bet. Don't forget also, as you get ready to leave, drop a comment down below if you have not yet, for we would love to know what's on your mind. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. Join a community dialogue. Folks, as we get ready to leave, we say to you, and we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and no matter what the world might do or what your station might be, up or down, you keep having fun.